Can artificial intelligence now create truly cinematic videos?
Mhm.
I mean, complete with synchronized audio and dialogue that actually feels, well, real.
It's a huge question, isn't it? And for anyone watching AIs creep into creative fields, it feels like we're at a real turning point now.
Absolutely. So today, we're diving deep into these groundbreaking steps in AI video generation. We're looking specifically at Google DeepMind's VO3 and OpenAI Sora.
Right. Our mission really is to unpack how filmmakers, creators are already using these tools, and they're building short films, other cinematic stuff, in days, not months, like it used to be.
A's, yeah.
We need to explore what's new, how they actually work, and, the bigger picture. What are the implications for, well, everyone in the creative space?
It's such an interesting shift. We're not just talking about automating boring tasks anymore.
Yeah, definitely not.
We're talking about generating whole cinematic experiences from an idea to something pretty close to finished, skipping a lot of the usual filmmaking steps.
Exactly. Imagine just, prototyping a story almost instantly. No cameras, no crew needed, just to see if an idea works.
That's the picture. So, okay, that's the big vision. How are these companies actually making it happen? Let's start with Google DeepMind's VO3.
Okay, VO3.
They unveiled it recently. Now, the resolution, 768 by 432, 20 frames per second.
hmm
Maybe that sounds a bit modest.
It might, yeah. But for AI, this is actually a massive leap forward. It's really about keeping things visually consistent, coherent over time.
Temporal coherence, right?
Yeah, and crucially, doing that with perfectly synced sound. Older models, they really struggled with things warping or sounds just drifting off.
Oh, yeah, the classic AI weirdness.
Exactly. VO3 seems to be cracking that problem.
And it's not just VO3 in isolation, is it?
No, not at all. What's interesting is seeing other tools pop up too, like Mirage. It can warp live video in real time.
Whoa, okay.
So these aren't just lab experiments anymore. They're active tools that are changing how people think about making video right now.
So what really makes VO3 stand out? You mentioned the synced audio.
That's the core of it, I think. Its ability to generate both the visuals and the ambient audio. And we're talking nuances here, like dialogue, believable footsteps, those little background noises that make a scene feel alive.
Right, the stuff you don't notice until it's wrong.
Precisely. And this really opens things up for creators. People are already using VO3 for fully AI-generated short films. Have you seen Midnight Drop or Spiders in the Sky?
I've heard of them, yeah. They sound like more than just tech demos.
They are. They're actual narrative pieces. And
Yeah.
think about the potential a director could spin up, say, 10 different versions of a scene in minutes.
Wow.
Maybe for adaptive stories or experiences that change based on what the viewer does. That's the kind of shift we're looking at.
That's incredible. But when you say fully AI generated, how much human work is still needed? Is it really director in a box, or is there still a lot of traditional editing involved?
That's a really important question. And honestly, it depends. It depends on how polished you want the final thing to be. For something like Midnight Drop, yeah, the AI generated the core visuals and sound from prompts, but human directors still had to curate the shots, sequence them, make editing choices, add those final touches.
So it's speeding up the front end massively. But the human eye, the artistic decisions, are still key.
Absolutely. It's more like a super-powered assistant right now, not a full replacement. At least not yet.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So, okay, VO3 seems great for these more complex, maybe longer narrative projects. What if you need something faster? Short-form content, brand messages.
Right, and that's kind of where OpenAI Sora comes into play. It takes a slightly different approach.
It's part of the ChatGPT suite, right?
Exactly. Seamlessly integrated, and its capabilities are more around generating, say, 20-second clips. But it has timeline editing, and this is important, image prompt control.
Image prompt control, what does that mean exactly?
It means you're not just describing the scene in general terms. You can use text to specify exact visual elements within the scene. It gives creators really fine-grained control over the output frames.
Ah, okay. Much more specific.
Yeah, and that makes Sora incredibly useful for creators and brands. Its real strength is in banging out short, high-quality cinematic bits really quickly.
So think marketing teams needing loads of ad variations for testing.
Perfect example. Or a social media manager who needs fresh, engaging clips every day. Sora lets you iterate fast and produce a lot of content without that huge traditional production pipeline.
It feels like it's really democratizing access to decent quality video production.
I think that's a fair way to put it. Anyone wanting to get a message across quickly and visually has a powerful tool here.
So, okay, we've talked tech spec, different tools.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back to the real world. What does this actually mean for you listening if you're a marketer or a filmmaker?
Well, the big takeaway is speed. Prototyping cinematic stories in days, not weeks or months.
Imagine hashing out a concept, getting a visual draft back from the AI, almost instantly tweaking it.
All without booking studio time, hiring actors, renting expensive cameras.
Just for that initial proof of concept stage.
Exactly. And the versatility is huge, too. You can use these tools for all sorts of things. News recaps, mockumentaries, short fiction.
All inside platforms like ChatGPT or Gemini that people might already be using.
Right. It just opens up the creative playing field to so many more people, more small teams.
Okay, but like any powerful new tech, there's always another side of the coin. We need to balance the excitement with the challenges, right?
Absolutely. There are definite pros and cons.
So let's start with the pros. What stands out immediately?
Speed. We keep coming back to it, but the faster content creation cycle is undeniable.
Which means lower costs, presumably.
Dramatically lower production costs, yeah. And for creatives, the freedom to just try things. Endless iterations, experimentation without worrying about the budget for every little change.
That could lead to more creative risk-taking.
You'd hope so. It definitely allows creators who maybe didn't have the resources before to actually bring their ideas to life.
Those are some strong positives. But let me play devil's advocate for a second. With all this speed, is there a risk of everything starting to look the same? That generic AI look? Does creativity get lost?
That's a really valid point, and it touches on some of the current limitations, the cons.
Okay, so what are the big ones?
Well, despite the improvements, there's still sometimes inconsistent realism. You know, an actor's face might subtly shift weirdly, or a prop might just vanish for a frame.
Little glitches that break the illusion.
Exactly. Things that viewers expecting cinema quality will pick up on. Then there are bigger issues. Copyright is a huge one.
Right. If the AI learned from existing copyrighted work, who owns the output?
Precisely. It's a legal minefield right now. And then, of course, the potential for deepfake misuse. That's incredibly dangerous, and the industry is really wrestling with how to handle it.
These are definitely not small problems.
No, they're critical challenges we need to address as the tech evolves.
So, wrapping things up a bit. It's clear that tools like VO3 and Sora are fundamentally changing the filmmaking landscape. Rapid prototyping, new content forms, it's all happening.
They're making cinematic creation faster, more accessible, it's transformative.
But as AI gets better and better, blurring those lines between human creativity and machine generation, it leaves us with some big kind of philosophical questions, doesn't it?
It really does. Like, what does authorship even mean when a story can be generated from a prompt? How do we define authenticity if video can be made synthetically look so real?
And what about just our perception of reality? If what we're seeing wasn't actually filmed in the traditional sense?
Big questions.
And maybe the biggest one for people in the industry.
Hmm.
How does the definition of filmmaker itself change? Is it someone holding a camera or someone who masters crafting the perfect prompt? Something to think about.
Definitely something to chew on until next time.